Okay, construction. Now, my husband works construction, and so he does a lot of this, and I try not to get involved because it gets crazy. So if you ever want to go into construction, you're going to be using a lot of math and a lot of word problems. Plus, you also like to find those discounts. So, a building contractor buys 525 metal bars. Because he is buying more than 500 bars, the wholesaler gives him a discount of $420. The total price is $3,780. What is the cost of each metal bar? Okay. So, um, we want to know what the cost of the metal bars are. And it looks like I already have my minus sign up there because I messed up this thing. So, there's one little hint for you. Before we jump into it, because we look at this and think, what is going on? Remember, circle your important numbers. Take it one step at a time. Don't get caught up in this and saying, I'm never going into construction because I don't want to figure this out. Yeah, trust me, I hear you. But it does get easier. Let's circle these numbers. 525 bars. That's how much he's buying. We need to circle that. We know that because he's buying more than 500, that 500 doesn't mean anything to us because we are looking for exactly how many he's buying. That's just telling us because he bought more than this amount, he's getting a discount. We want to circle that discount amount. And we want to circle the total price. Then we want to underline our keywords. Remember, this is helping us kind of take this apart so it's not so confusing. He's buying these. This is how much he's buying is the 525. We get a discount of 420. That's how much we're paying for. Then we get that total price. We then want to highlight the question, what is the cost of each metal bar? So now we're going to look at our unit rate. We're going to look for our variable, the fixed amount, and the total amount. Now I have that subtraction sign in there. Sorry, apparently when I was making this slide, I didn't see that that was a boo-boo. So just kind of understand that you're going to subtract something. So the total amount is always the easiest one to identify. 3,780 because it says the total price. They give us that word there. We underline that keyword. So now we know that where that number goes. Our unit rate is usually the next one that we have. That unit rate is 525. Okay. Our variable is B for bars. 525 B for bars because we are we got a discount of 420 because we bought more than 500. We're going to be multiplying that initial amount by that 520. The fixed amount is the 420. That's that cost that's not going to change in this. So we're going to be, and when you write equations, usually you're either multiplying or dividing for the most part. When you are learning equations, you are usually multiplying or dividing that variable. Very seldom are you going to be adding and subtracting it when you're building your equation. So that multiplication sign usually goes between that unit rate and that variable. And then, of course, we're subtracting that fixed amount, and then we have our total at this point. Okay, so now you're going to rewrite your equation on this page, but you're going to get rid of all those dollar signs. So 525 times B minus 420 equals 3,780. Do we have the distributive property or combining like terms? Nope. Eventually we will, but you need to remember that even though on these we have not done that step for these word problems, you need to get in the habit of looking for it because of the fact that sometimes in 7th grade, I'll have a couple of questions that you're going to be using it, but once you hit 8th grade, that is something you will be doing all the time. So get in the habit of looking for it. We need to then rewrite our equation had we had the distributive property or like terms that we had to combine. And so now we have the same one pretty much. We're looking for the inverse operation. What is not connected to my variable? So notice that they kind of changed places. We're not used to it being on the left side. We're used to it being on the right side. However, my B is connected to my 525. So I'm going to focus on this negative 420 right here. And I'm going to do the inverse operation of that, which is a positive 420. So I'm going to add that to both sides. It cancels out on the left side. And I'm going to bring down my 525b equals 4,200. When I add 3,780 and 420, I get 4,200. Okay, at this point, I am multiplying here. So the inverse operation of multiplication is division. I'm going to divide 525 from both sides. It crosses out. I bring my variable down. My b equals 4,200 divided by 525 is 8. Again, b equals 8 is not my answer. When I'm doing a word problem, I have to actually answer the question. How much was each metal bar? The price for each metal bar was $8. You have to write the answer in a complete sentence. Okay? So if you don't answer these in complete sentences and write them so I can read them, then we're not going to be able to give you credit for it. Word problems cannot just have a numerical answer.